Hey there guys, and thanks for joining us on the Polish American Brotherhood. So I made a new intro and outro videos. We'll see how that goes. And what is showing up on my screen? Okay, so hopefully this is working. Thanks for joining us back in studio. This is going to be our third time running a fundraiser for is it glitching on your guys' end for the video?
It seems so. Is your volume working?
Yeah.
I don't hear it.
You don't hear it? You don't hear it? Let's see.
I should hear in this one, right?
I hear you now.
You don't hear it? Hey guys, can you hear my dad speaking when I switch over to
Hey, CB, cracking audio.
the Kraken audio?
Yeah, Tara will fix soon.
You guys able to see my dad? Hey dad, test your microphone.
How about me? Anybody can hear me?
Mark, can you hear dad?
I can hear him.
Dad, so you can't
I
hear
cannot
us.
hear you.
Check your headphones.
I hear you, Tara.
Check your headphones.
Check.
Click. See, try to see if you can click it on.
I don't know what are you talking.
Press, tighten your headphone.
Typing?
Mark, can you explain to him to click it up?
There's a button on the side, I think. I'm not familiar because, I'm just getting used to it. We got these buttons.
Oh,
Yeah,
button.
just
There
press
is
it
a
on.
button.
Yeah, just press it up on the
Oh,
side to see if
okay.
it's not tight enough.
Let me.
No. Push it up higher.
No, I'm already.
Okay. Let me check the back for a second. Can you hear now? Can you-
Oh, there
Can
was something.
Can you hear now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay.
Oh, it's fantastic. Like,
So it was your fault.
sure, everything's always my fault.
You always have to blame somebody, right?
I mean, that's how it is in America, right? Like, I mean, who's at fault for our economy? Actually, he's actually quite in fault for our economy. This is America under the Biden administration. Aren't they correct about that one at least? Okay, how are we doing on the audio now? Is it hearing like are you guys hearing cracks in the audio still?
Please turn up volume. Audio distorted.
Let me try turning off the loop back.
I can hear Tara. Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Okay.
Let me see. You guys keep talking. Let me try and get the crack out of the audio.
Okay, Tara still have a problem with the audio. Hopefully she can fix it soon.
How's your day going today, Dad?
My day was always good,
Enjoying your Sunday?
I enjoy my Sunday. I enjoy all my weekend.
It's good. You got a lot of things done?
Yeah, doing some work around the houses.
Same. I'm trying to get caught up
Taking
around
care
the
of
house as well.
My kids, properties. So that's the retiree's life for the old man.
Still working hard these days.
You guys just keep talking so I can try and crack the audio.
Okay.
Any plans for Memorial Day?
Yeah, I'm ready for Memorial Day. It's once a year, so we, salute to those who lost their life for our country, for America. So there will be hopefully good memory about what the American soldiers did. Winning the war in Europe. Without them, Europe would be more different. Of course, I probably never would be born even. My father, the German took him 1939 as a young teenager, and he was only 17. And when the war was finished, so he came back after 5 years, barely alive. But he still managed to make me.
There you go. Now we're all here today.
Now you're today. my children, I'm sure they're happy that they born too, because if I wouldn't be born, they wouldn't be born too. And we wouldn't have the show right now. And we wouldn't see our good friends on the chat. Let me see who is on the chat. Is got FO, ACB. I just want to ask you, are you anybody can hear me? Because Tara's still working on I don't know, she worked on something. Oh, Snooky says audio is still no good. So I guess nobody can hear me. I don't know how to operate those with the headset.
Not so familiar myself.
I'm just pressing the higher button.
What's your vision for the Polish American Brotherhood? I know the Polish American Brotherhood was your idea. What's your vision with that?
To create a Polish American Brotherhood. What you mean?
Well, the Polish American Brotherhood, that's your vision, right?
Yeah.
Well, so tell me about it.
Well, basically, it is because I'm Polish, okay, and I live in America for 54 years. And this is my country now. I love this country, okay, because when I left Poland, I was poor. And when I came back to America, I got a good job. Only because I was hardworking man. So if anybody wants to hear my story,
Tell us about it.
Yeah, I came to Canada first and worked for Chrysler for 5 years. Then I moved to for a while to Vancouver, but I didn't stay that long, couple months only. And then after that, I moved to Los Angeles and I get a job for Tiger Air. I like that company, but I work only. What happened? It disappeared. It's disappeared. Oh, you disconnected?
Go ahead, keep talking. I hear you.
Oh, okay. I hope they hear me too, you know. So after Los Angeles, I worked 7 years for Tiger Air. I enjoyed the job because we've been working on a reconstruction of the fuel system and airplanes, mostly 727, Boeing 727. And I worked 7 years for them. And after that, I work for Continental Airlines. And then I really enjoyed the job, you know. Yes. 5 years in Los Angeles, 5 years in Colorado. And of course, more than 2 years here in Florida. The best work was in Florida. That's work only 4 nights, 10 hours a night, 3 hours. So it was good, you know.
How old are you now?
My video is gone.
You can take.
It's okay. It's okay. You don't have to. But I was wondering if Tara can fix.
Sure, but go ahead. And use it.
I don't want to do anything because I can make more mess. So I let Tara to do that.
That's fine.
Okay. But I wonder if the. If they still hear me.
I can hear you. I believe it's still working.
Okay. So my children born in Los Angeles. I got married with my wife is from Philippines. She also came as a working visa. And we managed, you know, almost start from zero. And we managed to buy the condominium in Los Angeles. Then we moved to Colorado. I bought some rental units, and then we sold everything in Colorado and moved to Florida. That's what we bought the house. And when you were 18, you moved to Poland, right?
Before I turned 18. At my team to do that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I want to say probably a week, maybe a week and a half before I turned 18.
Did you celebrate? Two types of cakes. The cakes are really good.
Very good. The food is all better in Poland than it is in America. You can taste how fresh. Different ingredients they use over there. Even like the bread and butter, I miss that.
Yeah, I think in Europe that food might taste better, especially if you're going to countries a little bit Eastern European, you can still buy the food straight from the farmers, and it's basically walking distance. In my little city, which is like 20,000 people,
Zorkov?
Zarkov, yeah, is the center of Poland. Okay, actually, we only like 20 kilometers from second or third now, probably largest city in Poland. I think number one is Warsaw. Number two now is Krakow, and Łódź is number three. So I was born like 20 kilometers north of Łódź. So it's right in the center of Poland. And when Marky was in Poland, I visiting like 2-3 times a year.
Pull the microphone up closer to you, Dad. I think I got it.
Okay. Like this? It's better now?
Still staccato though.
Hmm?
You want to be 3-4 inches away.
You're about right there.
I'm okay now with talking?
Yeah, you can move it just a little bit.
Little
There you
bit
go.
better.
Yeah, just
Okay.
turn off the echo cancellation on the eCam.
And Tara,
Yeah.
it's not working.
It's fine. Just use
You
this
have
one.
to probably just turn it on, Dad.
Oh, just press it?
Press
Yeah,
this-
just press it.
Just scroll
And,
up like this. Then.
Yeah.
Scroll like this.
There you go.
Oh, it came back.
And
Looks
you
like I
probably
can
hit the-
fix
hit
now.
the play button
Play button.
Input it's still.
on the screen right there.
This one? Oh, good. I'm still good mechanic.
There you go.
So, my friends, now I can see my screen and my chatting. So let me know if you can hear me, if I should adjust my microphone or I'm okay. Oh, Snook says no audio now. So I guess you don't hear me. Tara is still working. I don't know if you can hear me, because if you says no audio, that's mean you cannot hear me.
Someone says they can hear it fine.
Oh yeah, okay. So maybe I can still repeat. I'm not sure if you heard my story. I was telling Marky how I end up to be in America, and tomorrow we're gonna celebrate the Memorial Day. Yeah. So in the memory of everybody, especially those who gave their life for our freedom, that we can enjoy the life in America now. There are some people who, for the freedom, they give up their lives, And if somebody would attack America, I'm going to give my life too for America. Also, I'm Polish, so I will give my life for Poland too. Anybody can know what's happening in America? I mean, in Poland?
You're probably more aware than me right now.
Okay. As you know, the Poland is helping the country, which everybody knows is east of Poland, and we border with them. And not officially, it says that Poland is the most helpful for that country. I don't know if I want to use the name because I don't want to be shut off, like the last time when I mentioned the name of that country. The administrator shut me off. So I don't know how much I can say that, but they saying America is the number one who helping this country, but not officially I heard that the Poland is the most helpful country, and of course we have, there was like 8 million people crossing the border already to Poland. And right now, they estimate that 3 million people live from the east, move to Poland, and Poland is helping them as much they can. And we have no problem because they are Slavic people, and we always, be good to them, and they've been good to us. And not everybody will like it because Poland's try to create three Cs. That's mean the countries which mostly from the Eastern Europe, they want to join and create one like a union. We already create the union with the United States, England, and Poland and Ukrainian. You heard that we had the Brexit, okay, and really it was I guess the German folk who didn't want the England to be in union, and they start making some bad things against England. Same thing, the German doing the bad things to Poland now, because they want to be the number one in Europe, and they want to rule the Europe.
What are they doing?
Well, the mostly is the propaganda, but what I heard, most of the money was coming from Russia to make the propaganda against the. I don't think this is working because nobody moving. I don't know what I'm doing.
No, it's fine. Just
Uh,
here, you can take mine, Dad.
No, it's okay. I just want to know how to fix it because
I can't tell you right now.
Yeah.
I would just
Well,
worry about it
Tara
next
have
time.
to, because this way I'm not sure if can get it chat, So maybe I can pound.
Dad, you're probably
Okay,
you just have to hit the refresh screen, that, or you're probably logged on to PoAmDaddy. So for those of you who don't follow my dad on PoAmDaddy, be sure you follow him there because he's got like 170 subscribers on that channel. So there's not too much of a chat action going on there. So if you're going to watch from that angle, it's not going to have too much chat. But just hit the refresh button. I think we've fixed the audio issue that I was getting. I had an echo cancellation selected on Ecamm, and that just distorted everything. So because I have the new little intro video that I've been playing around and working on, and that created an echo with putting it into the sound system. So
you mean you're putting this on not Polish American Brotherhood, yeah?
Oh, it's streaming on Polish American Brotherhood.
This is on Polish American.
It's streaming on Polish American Brotherhood, but also it's streaming on PoAmDaddy. So follow Dad there. You can find me at Tara Poam as well. So that's my on the ground.
I would prefer this would be on the Polish American, the chatting. So
yeah. So if you're looking on your iPad, if it's not logged onto that, then you're gonna have to switch over to there. But I think you got it on.
I don't know how to switch that.
Here, Dad, just take this.
No, it's okay, Mark. Because I'm sure you have a different screen than I have.
Okay, there you go. Problem solved. If anyone has a question for me, you can let me know. But go ahead and help yourself to that one.
Still too far for me to okay, I guess I can.
But you're just blocking the camera now.
Okay, so well, this is the same PoAmBrotherhood, but different screen now. So.
Oh, just keep the show going.
That's what you get for having a family podcast.
Yeah, two different screens. So I don't know
now you
which
get
one
to watch
is
both. I mean,
So Mark, aren't you looking forward to taking over this tech chair so that way you can run all of these issues so I can actually carry the podcast one day?
Yeah,
I'm sure you're
you'll
looking
have to
forward to
teach
that.
me. I'm not aware how to do any of this stuff, but while you're in town, you can show me, and then hopefully I can do that for you.
Okay. Well, anyways, let's get down to business, guys. All right. Happy Sunday, and thanks for joining us in the Polish American Brotherhood on YouTube, and thanks for those who have been bearing with us through these technical issues right now. There's still some funky things going on in the studio at the moment, but let's see if we can get through our show because today is still an important show. It's the third day we're running a fundraiser for our Give Send Go campaign. We are raising money for Baby Fadi. Let me pull up the Give Send Go. What do we got? Go share screen. All right. Okay, guys, we are almost at our goal. Very, very close to being there. We have raised $810 of our goal of $1,000. So this will get Baby Fadi an eye surgery that he needs to have in order to correct his vision in his blind eye. Basically, there is a deviation in his retina, and this causes him to see the world blurry, double, and extra vision, and it can hinder his development of depth perception, which is critical for the first several years of our development as babies and humans. And so this is our ability to see the world in 3D. And of course, that's very, very important. And even more pressing is that if he doesn't get this surgery early enough in childhood, it can result in permanent loss of vision. I do actually believe that Mr. Beast had done an episode where he had restored people's visions for a surgery for $1,000. Basically, gave back the gift of sight to people. So this is something similar that Baby Fadi is experiencing. He's 6 months old, and so we've been fundraising all week to be getting him the money necessary to have this surgery. So please continue to be contributing to that fundraiser. The link for the Give Send Go campaign is right there inside the description. And yeah, $810 off $1,000. So we need $190 left to get this kid the surgery that he needs. And so we'll continue on any super chats that are received during this live stream will be directly donated to the Give Send Go campaign. I'll match the exact amount. So you know how YouTube does take off some fees for super chats. I'll take care of those fees. That will be an additional contribution coming from my end. So if you guys feel free to super chat any donations, and I'll match that into the Give Send Go campaign. We're very close to raising that $1,000. So please continue to be generous with helping us reach the goal so we can restore this innocent child's vision and get him back on track to see the world as beautifully as he should be seeing. This will bring, yep. So let's continue to do that. Bring back the. Oh, why isn't that button work now? Sorry, guys, trying to switch the screen out. Back to the black magic.
Hey, Ifo, thank you for that donation, $9.99. Thank you very
Ifo,
much.
Thanks very much.
That's for a good cause, saving somebody's baby.
Can't put a price on your eyesight.
But you got to think about it. $1,000 for how much would any of us pay for having our eyesight? So that's incredible. That compared to the cost of a lot of the different surgeries that we have here in America, $1,000 to have your eyesight. It's some of us would
in
pay
America
thousands.
probably we would have to pay at least $30,000. That's minimum. Everything, America is the healthcare, dentists is like 30 times more than in the other countries. I still want to mention you in the meantime about my project, which would help a lot of people who cannot afford to make them better life. that homeless project and retirees project. And the third one, I would like to, I don't know, I would like to meet Mr. Elon Musk, and ask him what he thinks about my project, you know.
Well, I think he has to work on getting his Twitter Spaces functioning with the debacle with Ron DeSantis's launch on the Twitter Space. He's got quite a bit on his hand. That plus, SpaceX. Um, you know, he doesn't have much of an excuse for having the tech issues. Here at Polish American Brotherhood, we are, just a mom and pop shop and everything. So when we have like, so when we have technical glitches and errors and everything, yeah, we're the Polish American Brotherhood. We're not Twitter. So I still can't believe that they had such a bad launch. And they were trying to say that they broke the internet was the reason for, but they've had other Twitter Spaces that have held so many people, and but he did a lot to be raising money for his campaign immediately. Within the first day, he raised like $8.4 million is what I heard. So that's a lot. I don't know. I have my hiccups with DeSantis. I like what he's done with Florida, but at the same time, he's still what we would see as like a rhino Republican in the establishment. What are your guys' thoughts on what's going, the battle between DeSantis and Trump right now?
I like DeSantis, but I don't think he stands a chance against Trump, personally.
Trump is right now very popular because he already been the president, and all the America knows him. And DeSantis coming up now, and I'm sure both of them, they're going to have a lot of enemies from the other side, I mean, for me, my mind is the Democratic, but I support the Republicans, so it has to be some kind of balance. I see a lot of good from the side of Republicans, which I don't see that much now from the Democrats.
What do you mean you don't see, like, what are your... Okay, so, our family has an interesting background. We're still registered Democrats. I've said that several times into the show. Dad, are you going to be changing your registration to Republican to be able to vote in the primaries?
No, I'm not going to change. My mind is still Democratic. But the thought about choosing the president, you have to go inside their brain and think, what they can do for the country, what they can do for America, and which one is better, Like, okay, we have the Democratic president now, and I, in a way, support him, what he's doing, helping the Ukrainian people and helping Poland. Okay, that's plus for him. But at the same time, we have to do something for America. We have to straight up the economy, and the economy is really bad, for everybody, either for workers or for retirees, because of the inflation. I lost a lot of money in my pension, but what you can do, is just the money. So there is a plus and minus on both sides, So I hope the DeSantis or Mr. Trump gonna win. Mr. DeSantis gonna have a lot of enemies, and also that Mr. Trump has a lot of enemies. Whoever holds the media probably gonna have a more chance to win the election.
What do you mean that your mind's still Democrat though, like in the present state of the Democratic Party? Well, I think that things have shifted so like towards the left that people who are probably more centralist, like probably our family, by default now we're on the right side.
Well, you have to know that even we can support the Republicans, we have to keep the country democratic, okay? But that doesn't mean the government is democratically set up, The democracy is beautiful. It starts in Greece and spreads all over the world, but it depends on those people who representing. They can call themselves, for example, like Antifa. Actually, in my mind, it is that Antifa is the fascist organization calling themselves anti-fascist, you know, because real patriots, they wouldn't do the damage to America what the Antifa did. You know, that's why it's questionable about what kind of democracy we have in America when somebody supporting the Antifa who destroying the city. You know, I saw you've been going around those cities after when the Antifa roll over the upside down all the downtowns you know, that's terrible what they've been doing.
Yeah,
And
especially
it
like in
seems
areas
they-
like Portland, they
they-
made that look like into the third world. When I first saw Portland, I'm like, I don't think we need this city. It's too far gone.
and they're not getting punished. And we are a democratic country. We have democratic government and things like that. Antifa is the hooligans, you know, and those hooligans have to be punished.
Mark, what are your thoughts about the about how things have shifted and the Democratic Party? It seems like it's moved very far left. That those who are centralists, who may have identified as Democrats before, like me, for example, with how left it's going, it seems like
I think
the
they've just
party
went a
has
little
changed.
too far. Like, you know, before a few years ago, I felt like they stood for something completely different, but I don't know, the way that they've changed and shifted, and I don't know, they're very imposing on their beliefs. With me, I'm like, you know, be mindful of people, be respectful towards towards each other, but I don't know, it just seems a little too out of line for me, so I'm not a fan. And also Biden doesn't seem to be too coherent, so that's another reason why I'm not really for him.
Why do you think the Democrats are still going to be running him as the nominee? I mean, you have other people on the Democrat side like Robert Kennedy that's going to be running, and he seems to have a bit of support also from the conservatives. I've seen him speak at freedom rallies actually in DC because he's outspoken against COVID. What do you think are? Do you think the Democrats might go for a different candidate than Biden, or do you think they're still that crazy? And
They'll
still
probably
gonna
still go for Biden because of his name. I think they've only been using his name and the fact that he was with Barack Obama. I think that they feel that holds some weight somehow. But I don't know. I haven't seen the guy very well spoken. He doesn't seem like he's there most of the time. I feel like half the stuff he says is pretty ridiculous and just like made up out of thin air. So, I mean, I would like a leader who kind of is firm on his stance and just actually comes across like a boss in a way, you know? And Biden, I don't know, he doesn't have that. So that's why I'm not for him.
How about you, Dad?
Well, I wish we have a younger president which think progressively, but I'm disappointed about it because we had a Republican president or a Democratic president. And if you look in some cities, there is still a lot of mess, okay? If you go to Los Angeles and look at the homeless people, and I don't know, it's a little bit invisible with the retirees, but I know how to solve the problem for retirees that they can don't have the problems when people don't have the problems when they retire. But I'm just a little man, so that's why I pray someday I can meet Elon Musk, and he's the brilliant guy who can solve anything. You know, if he's solving the problem going to the moon and Mars, I'm sure that he can solve the problems on Earth, and I would say problems in America. Because not a, you know, if I go to Poland, I don't see homeless people over there. You know, everybody getting help. You know, all the human being is treated equally.
Why do you think that there's so many homeless people in America?
Well, because the politicians, once they get into the power, all what they think how to make money probably, and they think the homeless people are crazy. They are worthless and stuff like that. But in my heart, I believe that they have the same feeling like everybody, you know. And if we can get them a better environment, we can bring them to normal life, you know, that they can be also some of them, you know, we have a lot of homeless people who have a big education, just in somehow they fail. I saw the homeless people who been lawyers, you know, they end up on the street. You know. So we have to give them the hand, you know, pull them out from the problems what they have, you know, give them the right environment. We don't have to give them the money, only the right environment to live, you know. And that, in my mind, the best solving the problem, it is to create farms for them, you know, that they can do little work, you know. We don't have to press them to work. Hey, you get a farm, grow your own food, sustain yourself. Don't rely only on the government that they're going to give you a couple dollars and, you know, spending the money probably not properly too. Sometimes when I drive the streets and I see the people, you know, any penny will help, you know. God bless you. They always God bless you. You know. And even if you give them the little money, they look still bad. They have probably not spending the money on proper food, or maybe they don't know even what is the proper food.
Sometimes that proper food is expensive too.
I know if they can grow on food, they, you know, but we have to teach them. And to teach people, it's very easy today, you know. Like I got a lot of knowledge just from YouTube, you know. And without the YouTube, I probably wouldn't know how to grow some stuff which I have on the backyard, on my backyard, you know. So, but you know, retirees, that's I have the idea how to solve the problems, but that's billions dollars of project, you know. So, but we have to do it, you know. If we spend the money on bullshit, we can spend the money on my project, which really would solve the retirees problem in America. But you know, you cannot just explain by words. You have to make it, and then show to the world, hey, look at what we create. If we're not going to solve the problem with the retirees and maybe with homeless, the Chinese going to take over the economy in the world in just another 5-10 years, and we're going to be going to China to work. I'm not saying anything against China, because I love those people. Those people are lovely, okay, and, but the economy growing so fast recently, and the progress what they making in China, I don't think anybody can stop that. You know,
They're very, very efficient.
they're very efficient, and that's what I want to. That's what I want to create. The retirement project very efficient for the people. They don't have to worry about that, especially now. All the scams on the phone. You know, we have to protect those people. You know, the scammer just says, "Oh, we can scam them because they dumb anyway." You know, well, of course, eventually when you're gonna be older, your mind not gonna work so efficiently like when you're younger. Okay, and sometimes it's very hard to, you know, like even on my phone, I'm receiving like 10, 20 calls which are scams. Well, there should be some way to protect yourself from those scams. Not only that, oh, that's
You can't stay ahead of everything. You know, you try to block one thing, a new way of scamming is going to come out.
coming.
never
It's
gonna
actually
stop.
quite crazy now too with the level of that they can take these scams now because of AI and the deep fakes that they're able to create. I saw a news report about how AI is they're able to like mimic people's voices.
I saw that too.
And then that they would like call parents and say that their kids have been kidnapped. And it's they put the so-called kidnapper puts the kid on the phone saying, "Hey mom, it's me. Like I'm okay, but you need to pay like $1 million to this account." And they said that they would safely return me, and it sounds just like the kids. I think that's something that we have to be also weary about going into election season when a lot of things are like riddled with scandals. How are you going to believe anything that's going to be out there, because they could be AI generated. It looks exactly like Trump. It's what they call as deep fakes. You won't be able to tell the difference. So that's going to be like a new thing that we're going to be seeing with election interference.
I mean, there's already a lot of times where I'll be like seeing different things on the internet, and I have to sit there and look at them like, was that real or is that not real? You know. So.
Yeah.
Like in Poland, they already set up 300 policemen to investigate all those scams. But in America, we have sometimes the bully policemen which harassing the people just for own advances, and we have to look what kind of policemen we have, and thanks to the cameras today we can catch them, okay, but they sometimes when they harassing the innocent people, they getting slap over the hand and that's it, okay. So
you're talking about
right.
like the scammers that are just calling you. Is that what you're talking about?
We can solve that problem too about the scammers,
Well, I mean, a lot
but
of
we
those
have to put a special policeman force for that.
a lot of that's out of the country though, so I don't see anything getting done.
Well, we are going global, and we can even sign the, like we have the Interpol police, and we can get to the there is some when it was in Philippines or some country over there when the police enter, and catch all the scammers. And the guy who ran that, he says, well, that people are so dumb, so what if we're going to get some money from them?
I think it's best to protect yourself,
Not
educate
everybody
yourself.
can.
Not
Not
everybody
can protect themselves. If you think you are smart because you're young, but on an old age, they can take all your money which you save for your life.
I believe
we
it.
cannot do anything about it.
I believe it.
And those people who are scamming people, they never should see the sun again. I'm not saying that we have to kill them, but send them to, like the Russians sending them to Siberia. We can make a special place for them in Alaska. That's why we have the Alaska,
Isn't that kind of what the British did with sending the criminals over to Australia?
Yeah, that's what the English been doing, and I think they did it right. Why they had to feed the criminals in England, spend the money if they send them to Australia, That's why that was a very good way to solve the problem, and we have to solve also with the homeless. Why we have to feed the homeless if they can create a farm and they can feed themselves? Simple way, but we have to pressure the president. Okay, doesn't matter going to be the President Trump or DeSantis, because Biden is too busy with the global things, so, and I don't think you can see what kind of president he is already, I mean, I give him respect because he's a president, okay, but he's not so progressive that he can solve all the problems in America. And you see lately the economy in America going down, while the other countries like China, growing up, the economy growing, and we have a lot of countries developing. Soon the Poland gonna be superpower too, You know, they predict another 5, 10 years, Poland gonna become superpower.
Speaking of PoAmDaddy, you just made a video that we posted on the Polish American Brotherhood the other day. Let's see if we can bring that up and we can test if the audio is going to work actually on this video. Let's see. And then afterwards, we're going to have you explain it because I'm not quite sure what, you know, he speaks in Polish, so he's going to need to translate for all of us afterwards.
Well, the video is about the people who, for the money, are traders. You know, they're receiving the money from Putin, and they goes against national interests of Poland. So I just want to, hopefully Tara gonna come up with that video, and I'm gonna try to explain to you what I'm saying. I'm talking about in Polish language because this is made for Poland. In the meantime, I'm just gonna see what the friends writing. But
my iPad just went dark. Yep, fantastic.
it's okay. Well, in the meantime, when Tara looking for that video, I'm gonna tell you what's going on over there. Between the opposition and the government, what it is now, which I supporting the government because they're going right direction, and also we are good friends between America and Poland now. So that's plus. And the thing it is that there is a lot of people who conspire against the Polish government, and whatever the Polish government doing good, they turning everything upside down and saying, no, this is not good, you know.
Okay, let's see if I play this video, if the audio is going to come through. No, I'm not hearing it. Let's see.
I don't think I can hear the voice.
Yeah, I'm trying to see how the audio can come through. So what else is going on in Poland, though, Dad?
Well, there will be election now in fall time for the parliament, which we call Sejm, or in America it's actually House of Representative, which they call Congress. And the majority of Polish people will be voting for the government what it is now, and hopefully they're gonna win. So, but like we have previous the opposition, which call Platforma, and they are pro-German, and if you want know about the politics little bit between German and Russia, that they become friends again to turn against America. The goal was for German-Russian relation to kick the Americans out of Europe. And Poland welcomed the Americans. They opened a new fort. They called the Kościuszko because the Kościuszko was the American hero and also Polish hero. So they named the fort close to the city of Poznań, which is about 100 kilometers from my city. We stationed already 10,000 Americans over there. It mostly came from they've been stationed before in Germany, and they moved them to Poland. So that's why, you know, I supporting very much today's the government, the administration of our president, which is plus for me, you know, that we much involved as Americans in European affairs. And we cannot let the Germans to be, you know, repeating the same mistake what they did in 1939. You know, when they get German together with the Russians, and you know what happened, right? The first thing what they did, they attacked the Poland, the small countries. And when they get bigger, when they get more powerful, they attack the America, they attack the Russia, you know. So that's no good if that would happen again, you know. When hopefully, you know, the German going to get smart now and also will be joining with the countries in the European Union. They will be helping them, not just ordering them what they have to do. You know, this is a German already in a blood that we the master race and we have to order all the smaller country to do what we want to do. You know, that's not right.
You know, I sent you that article that they just found they had to evacuate the city of Wrocław. Yeah, of Wrocław. Of a couple.
Wrocław.
Well, Mark's more Polish than me. But yeah, on Friday they had to evacuate this city because they uncovered during a construction effort an unexploded bomb from World War II, and the thing was like huge, and so they evacuated, like it was around the city center. They stopped the trains from going in. They were letting the buses still roll so that way they can take people out, but still the remnants of the war is still ever present.
Yeah, if all the bombs even they still exist in Poland after the war. I remember when I was teenager, like 16 years old, my friends discovered the bombs in a forest. So they took me too. We sit on the bicycles and drove over there. And funny thing was that they start playing with those bombs.
Kids will be kids.
I knew what the bombs are, so I keep a distance, and warn them, hey, they might explode it. But you know, the kids are kids, you know, they thought it's a toys. Lucky that, you know, that nobody got hurt. And when I back to my place, you know, I went to the police and told them that there are some bombs. And there was like 1,000 of those bombs over there in that forest, you know. And they've been taking in their hands and throwing them like...
Oh, wow. Grab their baseball bat, bring them out.
They're throwing like a ball.
That's terrible. All right, let me see if I can get this thing to play now. We'll give this thing a shot.
Czy mamy zdrajców w Polsce? Oto jest pytanie. Zapytałem się Polaków, czy mamy zdrajców w Polsce. Wszyscy jednomyślnie wymienili Donalda Tuska, Putina, człowieka w Warszawie. Jeździ po Polsce i szczuje swym jadowitym językiem, grożąc pisowcom, że przyjdą po nich silni ludzie. Ze wszystkim odwraca kota ogonem. Co nocy mu się śni Kaczyński. Najbardziej boi się Kaczyńskiego kota. Drugim podobnym człowiekiem jest Radosław Sikorski. Ten człowiek zawsze chodzi obsikany. Zgania winę wysadzenia Nord Streamu na Amerykanów. A coś mi się wydaje, że to on z Putinem wysadzili ten rurociąg. Następną osobą Polacy wymienili Ewę Kopacz. Ta, co kopała ziemię w Smoleńsku na metr. I rozkroczem maszerowała w Berlinie. Nawet Merkel o nie miała. Polacy wymienili następnego Grzegorza Brauna jako sługusa Putina. Nie wiadomo, jak długo Putin będzie mu się płacił, bo Putinowi zaczyna brakować pieniędzy. No i następny Polacy wymienili Grzesia Schetynę. O tym człowieku nikt nie chce mówić, bo jest całkowicie pomieszany. Ciągle mu kot Kaczyńskiego w głowie. Będę się pytał Polaków o następnych, którzy służą jako obca agentura w Polsce. Na razie do następnego wideo. The second one is Sikorski, which actually is the guy who also is in European Parliament, and he was the one who said it, that blaming the Americans for and that was shame for a guy like that who have representing not only Poland but the European Parliament and saying that, So I make the comments about it, that he probably is the one who we've put in together, blow out the pipeline. And we have another one, the third one, Polish people named that the name Ewa Kopacz, which was premier in Poland at that time, and she went to Smolensk, and all that stuff was turned upside down and all kind of bullshit, So at this time, we cannot find out exactly what happened in Smolensk. We know it was...
Dad, for those who are not familiar with what happened in Smolensk, you want to explain what happened in Smolensk and the significance of that event?
Yeah, we have a place named in Katyn where the Russia, actually Soviets at that time, under the Stalin power, he ordered, when the German invaded Poland from the west side, the Russians 17 days later invade Poland from the east side. And that was the pact signed by Hitler and Molotov. And when the Soviet army took over the half of Poland from the east side, they took all the intelligence Polish people to place named Katyn and shot them in the head. Around 100,000 people was shot in the back of the head. So there is a big memory about it. We have even statute in New York about the Katyn, what happened, okay? And there was anniversary, I forgot what year was the anniversary, and Polish president named Lech Kaczyński with another 100 people from the government, they've been flying over there, and before they landed, of course, it seems like the airplane was shut down, or there was a bomb, and of course there was a little bit, it is suspicion that Putin just killed them, because after the tragedy, somebody make even video about it when some survivors has been, and you heard the Russian telling them to shoot those people, who survived the tragedy, So that's what we call, if we're telling Smolensk, that's what we call about the tragedy, killing the Polish president and the 100 people from the government. And but right now, the biggest power has the brother of the president, because he's the president of the Law and Justice Party. And when we're talking about Smolensk, that's always every day, actually every month, there is a statute in Warsaw, and we try to remember what happened in Smolensk. And of course, there is still a lot of people, mostly from Russia, a lot of agents who have a lot of power still in Poland and probably work together with the Germans, that they won't let Polish people know exactly what happened in Smolensk. So this video, I named it 5 biggest trade, named by Polish people, biggest trader in Poland. And they still in, like congressmen and have some power in Poland, and they cannot do anything because they have the immunity. They are protected,
Must be nice. Immunity.
You cannot touch them. But how long the immunity
like
lasts?
Hunter Biden's son. Do you think he's gonna get prosecuted for any of his crimes?
I don't know if he has immunity too.
I mean,
son?
by being Biden's son, we'll see if he's going to end up being prosecuted for any of the things that he's been doing.
Well, he's still protected. So it not going to be easy. I don't know too much about Biden's son, what he was doing or how much, because they covered his whatever he done. So
they even asked Biden to comment on his son, his son's evil doings, and basically the president had said that he's innocent of it, and that he's very proud of him. He just said that he was very proud of him.
He's his son, so he's gonna protect, and if he protecting him, he protecting himself too, But now the Congress is
you gotta
Republicans.
protect those Chinese investments as well.
the Congress is Republicans, and we see who's gonna be the next president. So all what we have to watch what's gonna happen. But like I says, there was so many Republicans in power. There was so many Democrats in power. But the most important things, the problem what we have in America to this time, it's not solved. And I'm old my age. I'm willing to spend my time to solve. I'm not getting any money for it. All it is that because America was always good to me, and I'm very proud to be American.
Speaking of being proud to be an American, Dad, you know what's coming up in June? Mark, do you know what's coming up in June?
No.
It's Pride Month. So, Pride Month's that month that we're proud to be Americans.
Well, Pride means something different these days, so.
What's it mean, Mark?
LGBTQ.
Pride.
And whatnot, right?
Yeah. We should have in the chat, one of the guys was saying how we should have a Pride Month for being proud to be an American instead. So I mean, so we got Pride Month, which doesn't mean being proud to be an American. That's coming up. So I've seen some things hitting the news, especially when it comes to Target. Dad, are you familiar with what's going on with some of the boycotts of now Target? Did you hear about that?
No, I didn't hear that.
He's a Walmart shopper, like me.
Mark, do you want to explain to?
Actually, I never go to Target. You know?
Oh, that's
like
good.
Walmart. The prices are a little bit better.
Mark, explain to Dad what's going on in Target right now.
Well, I guess right now, if you go to like the kids section for clothes and like the boys section for clothes, it's a lot of stuff with like rainbows and whatnot, and I don't know how to explain it, I guess. It's just, I don't know.
Basically, what's going on is Target is currently under backlash, and combined with they're calling it the Budweiser effect, how Americans are boycotting Budweiser. Similarly, they're facing this kind of backlash when it comes to Target, because they have a lot of pro-LGBTQ merchandise that they had initially stocked up front. They had emergency meetings, calls advising all of their stores to put everything in the back, because they're concerned with the backlash that Budweiser had with Dylan Mulvaney to be really pushing the Pride stuff. But it's their merchandise it's not just rainbows and butterflies. It's like tucking swimsuits, chest binder shirts for girls, tuck friendly, really adult.
It's like one-piece suits that look like they're for women, but they're tuck friendly for men. I guess, right? I know
Yeah,
you showed me a clip earlier.
and there's like chest binder basically stuff for little girls, and so it's spark those like when you go shopping with your family, sometimes your kid is under a certain age that you don't want to have maybe they're too young for the discussion of the birds and the bees, and of course like seeing this type of stuff is going to spark those kind of like conversations. And I think that's a lot of the agenda when it comes to like these leftist movements, that they're trying to force these type of conversations and like plant the seeds in kids that's not necessarily appropriate for their age group just yet. So when you're shopping with your family in Target, that's not exactly what you want to be like looking at immediately, or having that kind of conversation with your kids. So now Target it's facing like major like market loss values. And as a company, like you're not really wanting to take like a political stance when it comes to things. Like that's why, for example, like abortion, do you really want a company making a stance when it comes to abortion? You're going to alienate half of your audience no matter what. And you can see how with Budweiser, it took 30 years to build that as a brand for this is America's beer. It took 30 years to make that brand, and it took 30 hours to take that down. And so now Budweiser is known as like the gay beer. Just plain and simply the gay beer. They're running like commercials now that they have recently like partnered up with like Harley Davidson in hopes of saving that brand, but I don't know if that's gonna.
I don't know if there's coming back from that one.
Yeah. I don't know if there's gonna be a coming back from the marketing sponsorship
You
that
got
they
cases
had.
for $1, maybe.
you
Now's
saw
your
that
time
in
to
stores?
shine. No, I think I saw at Costco that they trying to have like clearance whatever on the beer, but it was probably still overpriced for.
It's like Budweiser is now a meme. Like you see memes about Budweiser all over the place. So it's like.
And they had a spokesperson that's a man going around talking about tampons and whatnot.
Yeah, Dylan Mulvaney was the.
I mean, I don't know how that works. I mean, it's a little weird.
In my opinion, the LGBT and Antifa is used by the politicians. It's happened in Poland that whenever they want to go against the Polish government, at once they making the parade with the signs, that Polish government doing something wrong, And you can get an example in what happened a few days in Miami, right? When the rainbows came up on the street and they protest against DeSantis,
that was an interesting protest, because like I saw the footage of that. They were protesting DeSantis right after he announced his candidacy. And what was interesting about that is you also had pro Trump people. So in this mix of people, you had pro Trumpers and leftists all together under the same goal of protesting DeSantis. So that was an interesting mix of a protest.
Whatever you are, I give respect to any human being. Whatever it is your mind is good, okay? But if you try to show your sexuality on the street, it's wrong. Stay in your bedroom with your sexuality, okay? Don't go any further, okay? So that's my opinion.
Yeah,
okay?
that's why DeSantis has passed laws here in Florida that has resulted in a lot of the cancellation of gay pride events, because there's laws now against exposing kids to sexual performances or to drag. So often the gay pride parades are nothing but drag. So here in Florida, a lot of the gay pride events have been canceled. I know Tampa's canceled their parade, and I believe Miami as well has canceled their parade. So I'm wondering that if in place of having those parades and events, if they're going to actually be having maybe protests instead. So that'd be interesting to go out and cover. If that does, I'll keep an eye out for that. If you guys see any events also coming up in and around Florida and everything that I can go and cover while I'm here in the States, that would be fantastic.
Yeah. We have also one congressman in Poland, which in the European Parliament, and he started crying that in Poland there is a racist country, that when he goes to the restaurant, and they're not allowed to, he's not welcome and stuff like that. So one another congressman asked, "Can you name those restaurants which they not allowed you to come?" And he couldn't name it. You know, so it is just somebody using him to make the bad propaganda against the Polish government. And we have to support. Like I'm Polish. I'm not telling about you that you have to support, but like me, I have to support the Polish government, which is now because they do a lot of things, and especially that they are good friends to America. That the LGBT try to get in a school, children, like even to 5 years old child, try to tell them that the rainbow is okay, And Polish people against that, they says that depends on the parents, They have to tell children what is right, what is wrong. Okay, not that somebody rainbow guy will come and tell the 5-year-old child that rainbow is okay. That's not right. So my advice is for the rainbow people: keep yourself in a bedroom, not go to the street. This is not right. Okay, I'm not talking as a Catholic. Okay. I'm just talking as a person to the rainbow people. Stay with your sexuality in your bedroom, like everybody have to stay in a bedroom. Okay, thank you.
I mean, like because when you if, for example, when it comes to advertisements, when you see an advertisement that features like a man and a woman model, for instance, it's that in itself doesn't make it that it's promoting being any sexuality, because some of the arguments that LGBT do make is that if you're depicting like a man and woman, that's also promotion of sexuality, that you're promoting heterosexuality. And an advertisement that features a man and woman does not overtly make it sexual. It doesn't spark that conversation as to like, oh, what is this? What does it mean? And that's when that's why it's like being pushed so much in front of kids, because they're trying to force these conversations at an age, because kids are going to be curious and they're going to ask, well, what is that? What does that mean? And it's not really at an age appropriate that that their minds are going, as they're developing, is going to be able to understand the complexities of within the world. So you have to introduce information. Like, you're not going to be algebra is not going to be taught to a 5-year-old. You have to introduce things when it comes to being age appropriate. So what my dad is saying, and I have to agree, is like they're just pushing all of this sexual agenda into the schools. And actually, looping back to what's going on with Target, Target had the designer behind the LGBTQ line that has been featured in Target is an outspoken Satanist, and you can go to you can see his interviews, and he's talking about how like Satan is love, and he's promoting satanic stuff. So that's that's who they have as the designer for this clothing line, and this person is also like partnered with promoting LGBT agenda within the schools as well. So like as it's infiltrating into mainstream stores such as Target, it's already infiltrated into our schools. That's why I can applaud the efforts of Governor DeSantis and what he's done here in the state of Florida with keeping it out of our schools, so that way parents can be the ones who have these discussions at a point that they feel that the conversations are appropriate for their children, and not to be having those conversations had by teachers. And that's not something that should be in a kindergarten classroom.
A funny thing what happening in Poland is also now that the woman can retire at 60 and men at 65. So a lot of men dress as a woman now. They came and I feel like a woman, so I can retire at 60.
Is that stuff flying in Poland?
Well, they don't know what to do with that problem. Another thing, okay, we have only 2 bathrooms, right? Men and women.
On
So
some of the,
which
some of the,
bathroom you're supposed to go?
I think in some of the airports they already changed it where it's like men and women in one bathroom now. Have y'all seen that?
And,
I haven't seen that
I've
just
seen
yet.
it. I've seen it for a few airports.
well, the men's bathroom is a little bit different than women, right?
Well,
Yeah, you know what? Because there's always a line in the women's bathroom.
Yeah.
we don't need men coming into the women's bathroom and making our lines even longer. Our lines are long enough.
But you know, there have to be a solution for everything. Okay, I'm not saying if you look like a man but feel a woman, that's maybe okay, right? But what kind of solution can we develop? We cannot afford to make so many bathrooms, you know.
I mean, it's not. If you want to construct it, you can build like unisex single stall bathrooms. That's fine. It's just the concept of these are designated safe spaces for women, and then so when you have men going into the women's bathroom, you do have instances where they're like that high school where you had a girl that was raped by a trans trans girl, so it was a boy claiming to be a girl. The school defended their decision and they covered up the rape, and then this guy had also done the same thing at another school, so he had a history of it. But nope, the school's still defending the right for him to be going into the girls' bathroom when he's already done it twice. I mean, that's like insane, and they're so dedicated to this agenda that they're even covering it up.
Well, it depends what is in your brain, okay? And like I says, if you're born with the kind of brain, you cannot do anything about it. But you should identify yourself either this way or this way, and dress properly. If you feel like a man as a girl, okay, then just dress as a girl and behave yourself. When you're going to the women's bathroom, don't attack them.
But I mean, we can see that it's the amount of gender clinics that they have. It went from being like 2 just a couple years ago to being over hundreds. I think that from the pharmaceutical and medical industry, they just see dollar signs. This is lining the pockets directly into pharma, into big pharma, that they see that, when psychologists see that a blue-haired person coming into their room, into their practice, all they see is dollar signs from all the issues that they're going to be able to be discussing with that individual. So I think that even from the medical industry and the pharmaceutical industry, because when you have a person transition, you create a lifelong customer. And it's the same way that maybe these pharmaceutical companies don't necessarily want to cure cancer. This is just in a intangible example, because you want to create lifelong customers. And so that's what these hormone suppressors and puberty blockers and all this type of if you have a vaginoplasty or all those other surgeries that cut off things or construct things to give the appearance of the other thing, you create lifelong customers because they have high chances of infection and all these different kind of complications, and they sell this off to the parents of this youth as, oh, you're saving their life, because what would you, they guilt the parents by saying, would you rather have like a live son or a dead daughter? And that's how they're like roping in even maybe the same parents and stuff. And we can see that with just the increase of the amount of clinics that they have. And now like in places like Canada that make it a crime to misgender a person that is seen as violence, that's our neighbor, so we're not that far off of that here in the U.S.
So, Marky, what you think about if you go out and you see beautiful girl?
What?
And she's actually not a girl. What would you do?
To me, it's not consensual. That should be a charge, in my opinion.
Do you think she should identify at once that?
At once.
That
At
would be
once.
no problem, right?
Yeah, I mean, I ain't gonna disrespect you. I'll just maybe say, okay, I'm good, and that's me being respectful, and I go my way, you go your way, and that's not what I'm interested in. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
However, if you end up coming back to my place and you pull out something that I wasn't aware you had, that's not okay.
That would be a problem.
Oh
Yes,
yeah, it's gonna be a big problem. But
so
be upfront,
if you
how am I supposed to respect you if you didn't? That was already disrespectful to me, and I don't want that. To me now, it's not consensual. You know what I mean? Like, just be upfront, because I could say, hey, that's cool, that's your thing. It's not my thing, and then that's respect. I respect you, you respect me, and we leave it at that. But people be out there tricking people. And they don't like. I'm happy that's never happened to me. And but for anyone who's ever been in that situation, I don't think that's right. You can just be upfront with someone, and even when you're meeting people that you are talking to, I think you should always be upfront who you are, what you're looking for. You don't have to play people out. Just be honest with people. You know.
Yeah, I mean,
if you lie, you disrespectful the other person. Okay, so I will respect you if you identify yourself, and no hard problem if you believe what you believe, and I have to believe what I believe. Okay, so be careful. Okay, hiding things from another people.
I mean, in today's like culture, they're saying that trans women is a real woman. So that they want to like blur the lines, that there's no distinction in that space. But what that actually is erasing the rights of real women.
I mean, you can't sell counterfeit products online. So I mean,
hey, that real Gucci is that fake Gucci is real Gucci.
that's all I'm saying is like it doesn't work that way.
Exactly.
Okay, that was a nice talk about those people who are maybe different than we are. Okay, but my question is also, how many of my friends would like to see the China more powerful than America? Because we got used to already that America is the most powerful country, the best country in the world. And now, if in a few years, when China gonna make the condition the Americans do what we want you to do.
I think it's interesting that China's actually involved with the peace talks when it comes to, they've been trying to push for Putin to be ending the war in Ukraine.
Well, we can talk about peace in Ukraine, but never happened peacefully. The Russian has to be, the Russian military has to be destroyed before there's going to be a peace. So that's only solution when they're gonna feel that they have not enough power anymore to fight the Ukrainian people, the Ukrainian spirit. They have to move out. Only the peaceful way it is to move the Russian out of Ukrainian border. That's including Crimea. That's only one solution.
I heard that Russia just launched one of its like most severe drone strikes in Kiev just like yesterday.
Well, the Russians do whatever they can to destroy Ukraine as much they can, and they find out that the best way to destroy it is send the drones with the bombs. But now Ukrainians are getting the more protective weapons, and most of them, I would say 95%, they are shut down. How much the Russian can afford to buy? Because they are expensive. Those drones are very expensive. It's not, like the Baikonur, which Ukrainian getting from Turkey. It costs 250 million per each.
Wow.
Okay, so that's a lot of money. To do. They're very good. The Russian cannot buy them because Turkey belongs to NATO. They can only sell to NATO countries. So we see. I just believe that future I'm not can think the date exactly, but the Russians have to move out from Ukrainian borders, you know, and that was only solution. Either the Ukrainian gonna win or lose, but having all the support from all those richest countries in the world, you know, because you can name them the 7G countries that belongs to the Western countries, you know, so they can afford, you know, even Poland, which is not belong even to 7Gs, not even to G20. They are the most supportive country after United States, you know. So just think, we have Germans, we have France, Italy, which are very rich countries, you know, Australia, Canada, and they supporting Ukraine. So, you know, the Russian, if they would be smart, they would move out from Ukraine tomorrow. They will save a lot of problems for themselves.
It seems like though the U.S. in terms of like a financial contribution to the war has been putting in a lot of money, more than Europe has, and this is a war that's going on in Europe. What are your thoughts to that? Like America spending so much money on this war when even in proximity, it's in Europe and Europeans are spending less.
Well, I'm not talking about the European countries, because if you're gonna just think, okay, let's put the United States is the more supportive, but the second is Poland, which already gave like 250 tanks, 25 the best airplanes, which are Russian, and the other countries donated too, you know. And now we're talking about F-16s, which is the most advanced airplanes. They training the Ukrainian pilots, you know. So there is no way the Russian can win, you know. And you remember what happened in Afghanistan, okay? The Afghanistan brought the Soviets down completely. The Soviet country became very poor after the Afghanistan, and thanks to America, okay? So it will happen now, thanks to the whole world which supporting the Ukraine. The economy in Russia gonna be down completely, and by the time the Russian will understand, okay. Now I don't know if you heard that the most supportive president to Russian president, Lukashenko, he's in a hospital, and I think he's never going to get out from that hospital.
Why is he in the hospital?
I would say that he got some kind of, you know, being responsible for the country, it creates a lot of stress, especially the things not going well. You can just remember when Hitler even started the war in Poland, okay? He was so strong, happy person, and 1945, you can see he was shaking, you know. His health went down completely. He became like some kind of maniac. So there is a lot of stress for people who this, and Lukashenko, I don't know, I don't want to speculate, but right now he's in a hospital. In my propaganda, I already buried him down. You know.
In your propaganda, what do you mean?
Well, SP means that for people who already died, so I put the SP on from the Lukashenko name. So people sometimes misunderstanding that, and I said, I never heard that Lukashenko died already. Yeah, but I already predict that he's dead, man.
As like rumors, the rumors had gone around that Putin was actually dead too, and that these were like deep fakes of him.
Yeah, well, we don't know exactly that he's dead or not, because they have people which looks like him too, you know. So
they got their ideas from that movie, The Dictator, when he has like
two
the
faces,
double, the double from The Dictator. I gotta watch that movie. Like, why would you not want a dictatorship?
Mm-hmm.
So we don't know. In my opinion, Russia has no chance, and what he done Putin is very criminal thing. So eventually, not only what he done to Ukraine, the Ukraine is just punishment what he did in Smolensk. Yeah. So the karma will get him anyway.
Putin kaput.
Yeah.
Putin kaput.
The Facebook blocked me for saying Putin kaput. Yeah. They blocked me first time. I didn't understand why they blocked me, so I still was doing that, and they blocked me for another 3 days. So now I'm very careful making my own propaganda with the words I'm using on the Facebook.
I mean, it's Facebook. So I used to be on Facebook quite often before, but then in 2020 I went through like almost 9 months straight of having my account like banned for things. So that kind of threw me off of using Facebook, and I'm more of an Instagram person now. You can find Tara Poam on Instagram as well for my reporting channel. All right, guys, gonna swing back to our fundraisers. So let me pull it up. All right. Remember, guys, we are fundraising for Baby Fadi to get his eye surgery. We are very close to hitting our goal. We got a $10 super chat earlier, so we have raised now $820 and just shy of $180 in making our goal. So that way, because the surgery costs $1,000 to restore Baby Fadi's eyesight, to fix the deviation that he has in his retina, in one of his eyes, so his blind eye, and this hinders the development of 3D, being able to see the world in 3D, so it's the depth perception, and then ultimately, if left untreated with having this surgery at an early enough age within childhood, it can result in permanent loss of vision. So please continue in being supportive to the fundraiser and help us hit our goal of $1,000. We are so close to it, so I'm going to be keeping this fundraiser going until we hit that $1,000 mark. Dad and I will be doing another live stream tomorrow. We're going to be covering, tomorrow is Memorial Day. Yay! So tomorrow is Memorial Day, and we're going to be talking about Kosciuszko and Pulaski, who are American Revolutionary War heroes. And Memorial Day, that's the day that we celebrate those who perished while in the service of America. So those are two Polish Americans who were very pivotal to the establishment of America and winning the Revolutionary War. So we will be having a special live stream to be honoring them tomorrow. So we will continue on with our fundraiser tomorrow as well, so that way we can keep going until we hit that goal. We're so close. So if you guys want to continue in with those super chats, I'll one for one put that into a donation into the Gives and Go fundraiser. You guys see the Gives and Go fundraiser link is there in the description below, and yeah, let's keep it going. We're so close, and we will keep it going until we hit the $1,000 necessary to get Baby Fadi his surgery. So thanks for everybody who has contributed so far to the fundraiser. It's greatly appreciated. And yeah, just for $1,000, we'll be able to save the 6-month-old baby's eyesight. So very, very close. Prayers from Chicago, small donation, but accompanied with a lot of prayers. I like this Gives and Go. This is the first fundraiser I've ever done in Gives and Go, and it's pretty unique because it's a Christian-based replacement, basically, of GoFundMe. And I'm glad that they established this, especially after the whole fiasco when it came to the Freedom Convoys and GoFundMe essentially stealing that money from all the donors because they decided, they're playing judge and jury as to what causes they will be allowed to fundraise on it. And so, but even with the Freedom Convoy, when people were donating heavily to support the truckers in Canada, they didn't even refund the money. They just took it and said they were going to donate it to a cause of their choice. So props to Gives and Go for supporting a lot of the patriot efforts. And yeah, so that's my choice for using Gifts and Go over GoFundRaise Me. GoFundMe. So guys, let's keep going to fundraise for Baby Fadi. We're so close to hitting our goal.
So, Marky, tell us, you're going very often to Colombia, and
Yeah, where do you keep going there?
What's going on over there? I mean, do you like those Colombian people, or?
You
Yeah,
like
no,
those Colombian girls?
I do
No,
like the Colombian
yeah,
girls. I mean, for me, I would love to check out some other places, but Colombia, we live in Orlando, so it's literally like less than a 3-hour flight for us to go to Colombia, which is really nice. Money goes a long way over there. Um, yeah, I really like the culture. I've got now I really want to learn the language, and I've became very interested in languages. So now I used to be pretty decent in Polish. Now I'm trying to relearn my Polish because I've realized how bad my Polish has gotten. Studying Spanish, and I would like to learn Tagalog. So that's my next thing to do. But no, your money goes a long way over there. I went over there, and my favorite place is Medellin because of the weather. So like year round, the weather is like 75 degrees, perfect weather, you know. So
all year round, right?
all year round, they call Medellin the city of eternal spring. And I've met a lot of American people over there who've even retired. I've met different people, and you know, it's a really nice place, and the culture is nice. The people have been nice. I mean, you know, definitely, you know, anywhere you go, always be careful. You can go to New York City and have to watch your back, but sometimes I've already moved out of the country before. I lived in Poland for like 5 years, and sometimes the way that the direction that America seems to be going now, sometimes I think about leaving the country again. And Colombia is really nice. And then I also know I would get homesick. So the fact that it's literally like 3 hours away, $200 round trip ticket, it's pretty appealing, you know. So.
Well, how will you support yourself if you want to go move to a country like Colombia?
Well, there'll be different ways and whatever, but you know, right now that's another thing that's been in the background of my head. I've met other Americans who are working in America, but on their computer, that are living over there. So I'm like, okay, that's pretty interesting.
So you have idea how what you would do on a computer to?
Not fully, not right now. I mean, like if because you could just get a job with any other regular company that you can work on the computer. So that kind of American money in Colombia, like if you could get $1,000 a month in Colombia, you're well off enough.
Yeah, I know there is a lot of jobs which you can just work from a computer and live wherever you want. That's probably
that would be ideal, because I mean, the way that the money goes over there, your money really goes far over there. Like here, you know, sometimes I would like to have like 2 more kids. It's in the background of my head. And in America, I think that's a little bit more challenging for where I want to be. And sometimes I keep telling myself in a couple of years, I'll be where I want to be and I'll be ready. And I kept telling myself, you know, when I'm 35, that was the goal already a few years ago. I'll be 35 in August. And now I'm like, well, maybe 42, you know? So,
well, I mean,
see.
in today's day and age too, with the inflation and cost of living,
And the
like
way that they're raising children in schools,
Yeah,
it's not something per se that I would want my kids picking up or being around. I don't know, it's a little too invasive. So like I've already said before, I'm very traditional, and Colombia, it seems like, you know, a little bit more traditional. So I definitely like that about over there too.
So the people very nice in Colombia.
Very, very friendly. Everyone that I've met, you know, and like you hear stories about be careful, you know, even like the other day I was in Cartagena and I'm leaving the hotel that we're at, and one guy, he's walking his little Yorkie. He's like, oh, one recommendation. He's like, don't walk around here, no necklaces, no phones out. I'm like, all right, cool, I appreciate you. So I haven't had any bad experiences in Colombia yet. You hear a lot of different stigma about Colombia, but in my experiences, it's been very fun. So I really like going out there, and I'd like to definitely check out some other places, but, you know, like I would love to check out Asia or the Philippines, but that's already going to be like $1,000 round trip ticket and a mission on an airplane. Colombia, I can get a round trip ticket for like $200 and enjoy myself, and it's very cheap over there. I think it's even cheaper than the Philippines over there.
One time I was flying to New York with my friend, and my supervisor warned me to not dress so nice. You know, I was with white shirt and black pants, and he says, you can be in danger in New York with that. So what?
Well, one thing with New York that I realize is like you could be walking up a street that seems normal and nice. Eventually, you're in a bad neighborhood that you didn't even see coming. My experience in Florida is you really have to turn into the neighborhood more so, you know? So it's all different depending where you go. And even in Colombia, I hear different things between like Cali, Bogota, and whatnot. And someone will say, Bogota is safe. And then someone will say, nah, don't ever go to Bogota. It's very dangerous. But you just got, and that same rule applies anywhere you go. You go to Chicago, you go to New York City, you go to Los Angeles. You know, there's bad apples anywhere you go, but there's also a lot of positivity too. So, I mean, it's good to have an idea of what you're doing. Definitely don't blindly go anywhere. And, you know, like Colombia, like, it's not somewhere I would wear jewelry or anything like that, you know. But just got to be careful, you know, and know where you're at. Be smart. Don't do anything stupid. No need to be so flashy.
Yeah, the same thing, you know, the people talk, you know, be careful when you go to Mexico. I went with Tara one time to Mexico, and we forgot the camera, living in a church, and I forgot about it. Tara forgot about it, and then
I actually handed it to my dad to carry.
I would assume a church is not a bad place to lose something. I'd hope there's some honest people in there.
Actually, there was a woman that chased after us when we were leaving the church, and then I thought she was offering to take a photo for us. But when we got back to the hotel, and I noticed that we didn't have the GoPro anymore, and I actually had live streamed the walk from the church to another whichever location that we were going to. Maybe it was another church, but since I had live streamed it, I actually. I when I was looking back, I was like, oh no, the backpack's open. But then I'm like, it's continuously open all the way from the church. And then it hit me. I'm like, I don't think that woman was asking if she could take a photo for us. I think she was probably saying something like, you left your camera. So we went back the next day to the church, and the camera was at the lost and found. Actually, in that same trip, when I had we went to Poland after Mexico. And then when we came back to Orlando, I left my bag. I was so exhausted. I left my bag on the outside bench of the airport, which had my Sony ZV-1. It had the GoPro and my passport. And fortunately, that got turned into lost and found. So that GoPro and my other stuff had ended up coming back to me twice in that trip. So I got quite lucky. So that was the experience that Dad and I had when we were in Guadalajara in Mexico. That my camera even came back. So we're fortunate we had lost it in a church.
So every country are good people and bad people, you know. So you just have to be careful. I mean, it's hard to tell, but yeah, if you're going to a poor country, you have to protect more yourself with things which are valuable. You better hide them.
You know, it's not even about going to like a poor country, because like I spent a lot of time in France in the last like several months, and it has gone downhill. Like when I was at a subway station, getting off the subway, it was maybe 10 o'clock at night, so it's not like terribly late. But I saw this guy like beating up this guy like straight into beating up this guy, and I'm like, he was like a little bit ahead of me going up the stairway, and then I was like below in the stairway, so I'm like, oh, he's kind of blocking the exit. And typical, like, you know, a New Yorker, you try to mind your own business, or you don't want to get involved. And like, you know, the guy's beating up the other guy. I'm like, well, what am I as a single female like exactly supposed to do in this situation? But then
Not record it.
not record it. But then when the guy started beating up on the head, I was like, oh, I can't stay silent at this point. So I screamed and drew his attention to me. And then I kept screaming, so that way it made him even more infuriated that I was screaming for basically trying to like alert people. And because we were below in the subway, so it was away from any other people. So I basically just kept yelling and screaming, telling him to like get off of him and everything, and detracted the guy to be off of him until he chased me, and then I just ran and jumped the turnstile and got to the area that had people and everything, and then I, you know, got their attention that that guy is beating up that guy, and I actually saw him steal his wallet as well. And this is in Paris, so Paris isn't exactly a third world country, though some will argue that it is. But that's something that you just see going on in Paris as well. So you got to stay safe anywhere you're going. I think, you know, crime rates have definitely probably spiked up since since COVID, since more people are becoming becoming more desperate. We've seen skyrocketing crime rates also in our Democrat-run cities as well, like Chicago and New York and San Francisco. Where's that money going from the high taxes? It's clearly not going to be helping the homeless populations, or instead, it seems like there's a relationship between the amount of fentanyl that's coming into these Democrat cities and how democratic they are, I guess, to say. All right, guys. Well, that was a good stream. It's a good thing we got through those technical difficulties, and I'm sure as I'm adding in more stuff, because I'm going to be adding in graphics and all that kind of fun stuff, so we can pull up videos and articles as we discuss it through. The tech issue that we had earlier was just because I was trying to use that echo cancellation, since I played a little Polish polka song for you guys earlier, which is going to be playing on our outro as well. Before we close today's stream, I'd like to bring back up our fundraiser. Let's see if we can pull this up. Share screen. There we go. Or maybe not. My button doesn't seem to be working as well as I'd like it to. There we go. Okay, guys, we're continuing to fundraise for Baby Fadi so that he can get an eye surgery that's necessary to correct his vision. If he doesn't get the surgery early enough in childhood, it can result in permanent loss of vision. It's impacting his ability to develop depth perception, which is the ability to see the world in 3D. So we are continuing to fundraise. Oh, wonderful! We just got another one. From Edward. Thank you for donating. This is actually his second donation to our Baby Fadi fundraiser. So greatly appreciate that. That pushes us even closer to the goal, and that's fantastic. Thank you very much, Edward, for donating that $100 to Baby Fadi, and also for the $10 super chat we got earlier. So that brings during this stream the fundraising of $110. So that's fantastic. I'm like super happy and appreciative, and Baby Fadi's family is very appreciative for all the efforts from everybody who's been contributing to the Gives and Go here from the Polish American Brotherhood. Dad, you have any final remarks as well?
Yeah, for me, I'm happy to talk to you, my friends, and I will be mentioning about my projects every time Tara let me to stream with you. And I wish that we choose the right president, that he can improve the life in America, not only the other country, because America is the #1 for us. Okay, and I wish you happy Sunday, and whoever wanna watch us tomorrow, I see you tomorrow.
Yeah, we're gonna be covering today is Kosciuszko and Pulaski. You guys see those bridges and their statues all over the place in America, but do you guys really know what they have done for America? Well, I don't know if we'd exactly be America if they didn't help win the Revolutionary War. It's interesting how a lot of us have seen that musical Hamilton, and you see like Lafayette and the contributions of other people to the American Revolution. But Kosciuszko was also one of Washington's right-hand man when it came to winning the Revolutionary War. So tomorrow's live stream, we were going to be focusing on bringing to you some information about those Polish American war heroes. Mark, do you got any final comments for us?
Thank you for having me on your show. Hopefully I'll be back sometime soon and we can do it again.
All right. Let's see if this will work. Just kidding. My outro video is not working. So we'll go ahead and close it off. Thanks again, guys, from your friends here at the